Well, hello everyone. And it's time to live stream again, Bunker Buster. This is the version that's currently being play tested, but as you may or may not know, this coming Thursday is the release of the demo for this. And we've all been working very hard on it. While nothing's ever perfect, we hope everybody likes it. So today, the intent is to show how it looks in the tutorial. Let's give it more of a backdrop about how all these things are all put together, and how to play the game, and that kind of thing. So these are Ares' trading simulations. So this is mostly for people who've never played tower defense, and honestly, there are certain quirks in this game that you really should play the tutorial. Besides, if you play the tutorial, you get a leap on the research, because you get to keep all the things you unlock from the tutorials when you go into the main game. So if you actually play the tutorials, you actually gain something, a little advantage when you play the rest of the game. So we'll go do that. So everything's pretty basic. So you just click on the first level. And here's the bonus which you actually get. It's like, earn the turret laser weapon for completing the tutorial. Well, that's true. It's more actually you get to keep it versus earn it, but whatever. Here's the basic. We don't have the audio voiceovers for this yet, and we won't for the demo initially, but it will be coming. And it's pretty straightforward stuff here. You know, it says on the objectives on the left, it's okay, you move forward. You know, some WASD stuff to move your camera around. Then it's supposed to tell you that you can hold down the right mouse button and you can actually rotate your camera. And then you can use Q and E to kind of go up and down, you know, kind of simplistic stuff. So then it's talking about, this is where you have your turrets or buildings or anything else that might be around at the top. And so we can click on the turret, and it'll tell you what it is. It's a beam turret, so with the star laser, is how much it is per second, that kind of thing. And so by clicking on it, I can start placing it. I can only place it in the blue highlighted areas. So I know how this one works, so I want to put this up here. We're actually going to change it so it's going to jump over here so you don't have to go scrolling. And so I'm going to start putting down a couple turrets.
Orders received.
Now the thing about this is, you have to be somewhat careful about where you place your turrets. If you place them too far back, which you can do, the problem is then the turrets can't see over the lip of the edge of the cliff very easily, and that kind of works to your disadvantage. So the game's not meant to be forgiving. You know, you have friendly fire, you have, you know, turret placement that doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense tactically, and it's supposed to be you as the player is supposed to be smart about where you place things. So this is telling you that every time you place something that, oh yes, it costs money, go figure. And now it's telling you you can basically click on it again to obviously stop placing it. You're also going to hit escape key, either one works. Alright, so now they're kind of noticing that, hey, there's something coming. Now, I can double click and it'll center on whatever I double click on, by the way. And there are other options like selling. You can repair it, although it's perfectly healthy, so it doesn't cost anything upgrading, which we don't have upgrades for it yet. Or I can possess it, and we'll go over possession later on in the game. Although, from what I remember, it only talks about possessing ships, not actual turrets. So I'm going to possess this guy and show you what it looks like. You can see how you can see the edge of the of the cliff here, and you gotta kind of fire past it. Oops, well, I guess it's kind of done, aren't we? Destroy enemy ships that are broken. Okay, so here comes more guys. And so now it's telling you about the tactical pause in the game. And it's telling you about how, you know, everything obviously just paused over the other explosions, everything else gets paused too. Some people will actually build buildings or do some other things while other things pause, so it's all done instantaneously. But to me, it's a little bit cheating that we kind of left it in there. So now it wants us to, you can fast forward this. I can hold down the F key and everything moves that much quicker. So, it's also one of the reasons why I wanted to build up here, knowing full well that these guys would come out this way. Alright. See if I pause it when this guy blows up. So you can kind of see all the pieces still suspended there. Including this large chunk up here. Okay, it wants me to sell stuff. So it says when we click on the sell button, I'll click on the sell button. And while you could have sold it by simply using the pop-up menu, you can only do it for that one particular turret. This will let you sell a bunch. So if I want to sell the last two guys here, I can sell him, I can sell him,
accepted.
as an example. And we'll de-res out. Now it wants me to unclick. You can also just hit escape, as I mentioned. So I'm going to escape this time instead of clicking. So now it wants me to place these things, but more importantly, it wants me to show that I can grab a bunch of things at once. So I'm going to grab these two guys, and I'm going to hit Control 3, which means I create a group. That can be useful if you want to jump around between different set of turrets, or even your ships when the time comes. There are two defaults, however. This is what I was trying to tell you here, is the 2 key, the second group, immediately goes to your bunker, which is back here. 1 will normally go to your ships, we don't have any ships in this tutorial. And 3 will take you back to the ships that you had created, in this case the turrets. Alright. There's more people coming, and just for ha-has, I'm going to add more ships.
Orders received.
This gives you a better idea of, like, kind of the eyeball of what's going on. As you can see, this guy, friendly fire, is going to shoot through your other turret. You have to keep that in mind and not do that. Unfortunately, I think by the time he gets in range, it'll be so much of an angle over here that won't be a problem. I'll speed this up. This is a tutorial, so as long as you have like 2 turrets up or something like that and I get a clear shot, these guys go down pretty quick. Alright. So this is the research screen. As he says, you know, after each mission, you get popped back here to spend your well-earned booty, so to speak. So you have, well, I'll describe it for you. Goes right to it. Top right, we have research points and research cores. Certain bigger items, like outright weapons and things of that nature, require a core, where just upgrades really only require the points. And pretty much said the same thing. Go figure. And now it wants me to click on this to say I'm going to select the turret laser. And it shows. Now I have the reason why it keeps jumping around is like I put my mouse cursor over other things. It'll show you when my mouse is over. If it's not, it'll just be whatever I clicked on. So it's showing you how much it's going to cost to get this thing, how much cores, and then how much it adds to your cost when you actually buy the ship, or buy the turret rather. We'll get to that in a minute. So it wants us to actually buy this turret laser. And then we have no money again, thanks to Rise. And this is to show you to go between the different screens of the game. In this case, the arsenal screen. This is where you actually customize your turrets, which is kind of the whole point. So we have different things over here, which is like the turrets, the buildings, and the squadrons. Now we can click on the basic turret, which is what we just used. As you can see, it's made of 3 different components. And it's the weapons. Go figure. This is the couplers, which has to do with more speed of turning and things of that nature, which matters. And the base has more to do with how many hit points the turret has. To give you an idea of what each thing might do, as I move my mouse over the other potentials, it'll show you how this is changing both in cost and in hit points, etc. So I'm going to deselect this. Okay, so these are the 2 set of weapons, for example. So this one we already have the very, very basic mining laser. Then this one is a little bit more expensive, but it does basically 50% more damage. See how it goes from 12 to, it will add +6, which will be 18. So it'll ask us to do that. So if I click on turret weapon, see, now it's 18. But now the total build cost is 200 versus 150. And this is the build cost once you're in the actual terrain, the main part of the game. Alright, so now it wants us to save the design. Design added. There it is. And this is if you want to delete the design, you can. I personally would put it back. So there you go. So if I want to review, change this first design, I can. If I want to change the second design, I can. That's what this is all about here. Now, what the tutorial is not going to tell you about is there are previews of all the different buff buildings here. Show what all these different little fun things do. And they're in different sections of the technology tree. We'll get to them eventually. And these are the squadrons, which we will get to in a later part of the tutorials. Not just this particular tutorial. There's 3 of them. And so, oh yes, so there's the mission selection, which you pretty much do because that's how you started the whole game in the first place. And so we go to the loadout screen. It shows you everything you'll be taking with you. If you've ever played Plants vs. Zombies, you know kind of like the whole concept of you only bring in so many. At the very beginning, you have too many slots, so you won't really run into that problem. And eventually, we're going to put a squadron type there. So we're going to click on the new turret that we don't have to bring with us yet. Look at that. And it shows you the loadout of what it is. Now if I move my mouse cursor over somebody else, you can see the differences between what I currently have selected versus something else. It works down here. And now it wants us to equip it. So we just click equip, go figure. Alright, and there's your loads. And I gotta equip it and re-equip it and that kind of thing. And now we simply exit out by clicking the exit in the upper right hand corner. And we're back out. And that's actually the first tutorial. Very simplistic. Now we go to the squadron tutorial. These other two are pretty short. So as soon as we started it, it jumps us right back in the loadout screen. So it assumes that we'd already researched a squadron. So that's what this is going to be talking about right now. So here's just where your squadrons are. And once we click on the first squadron, and it wants us to equip it. Pretty straightforward. And now, here we are. During the mission, your squadron can be selected by pressing the 1 key. Now you can reassign all these things in the configuration, by the way. It doesn't have to stay that way. These are just the defaults. So you can see what those little bright things are up here. They're actually ships trying to hang out where they're just sort of like hovering there. So I'm going to click once, and it will select them. If I click, as it says, if you double click, it'll zoom the camera right on top of it. It says right click on the train to send these guys somewhere. So I'm going to send them up here.
Orders received.
And there they go. Now I'm going to deselect it by clicking anywhere else on the terrain. Just use my squadron to destroy these simulated enemies. That means enemies are coming in. Now the thing is about this is, if you tell your squadron to move, so if I have these selected, the camera will automatically stay with them, as you probably noticed. I just hit the 1 key, and now they're actually generally staying with the squadron. Now, the whole idea of the squadron originally was, there are a lot of games that do things that simply slow down the enemy when it comes in through like time dilation or something like that, which I thought was kind of, I mean, it's a nice tactic, but I figured, you know what would be more interesting than having an outright furball happen? So instead of just having these ships go through these canyons, what happens if they're actually being attacked by ships that they know they really just can't just dodge? So they'll actually attack back. So now we have a situation where we might need to repair our guys. So if we move our mouse cursor over, let's see if anybody got damaged. He got damaged. See how there's if I click on him, it's not gonna stay, is it? You can see this got some armor damage going on, a little bit of internals going on. He looks like he's healthy. So it wants us to click on the repair button. And so, yes, it wants us to pay attention to the different things that are here. And so I'm going to repair this guy. Click on the damage repair will repair, destroyed or gone forever. Okay. Well, I'm going to repair him before I...
Orders received.
And it cost me 7 to repair because he wasn't damaged. So I'm going to turn that off. Yes, there's actually like automatic repair buildings. You know, as I click on things, it will slowly repair things over time. That's really was it. You know, just some basic things with it. The things I did kind of leave out is, and I probably should have done it, which was there's a way of telling them to like stop what they're doing. There's ways of telling them to attack moves so that if something comes across their path, they'll attack it instead of just going to where it's supposed to go first and then attacking. So I'll probably show that more in main game right now. So this is the possession tutorial. So again, you have a bunch of fighters hanging out there. And here's where you learn how to actually fly something. Very, very briefly. So I'll select one, so it selects all of them, right? You can then click on possess, which is down here. Or you can hit the L keys, this is what it's talking about here. And now you're piloting it. So left mouse button fires. And there are the reticles. Fireman weapons. There's my radar. Here's my brethren, they're right here in front of me. And that's my health meter in the lower right. Shows you how many's left in my squadron, and what my current armor and everything else is, and since I'm all green, so I'm all good. As you can see, you can move the mouse from the center. The further it is from the center, the quicker you turn. That's your throttle. So to give you an idea, I hold down the W and my throttle goes up over here. And then if I hit S, I go backwards. Or slow down, I should say. And if it's actually all the way down, believe it or not, it doesn't tell you, but you can actually go backwards. It's kind of silly, but you can. But you have to be stopped first. Hit X, and it will cut your throttle. Hold down right mouse button, and you get afterburners, which gives you patch for normal speed limits. We can also strafe by holding R and F. D and A. So basically, I'm going left and right. If you probably noticed, it's rolling. So hold down R to kind of push myself up above the train. And now they're going to bring in enemies. So we can target the enemy hitting T, and I'll show you the status of what they are. So I am going to start to engage them. So you'll kill something. Now he won't respond to you until you get there. Now if you notice, there are a couple crosshairs. There is the red crosshair, which is where you aim if you want to use your afterburners to catch up with them. And then there's the white one if you just want to use your normal thrusters to catch up with them. Now if you notice, it wasn't there when I was too slow, because at a certain point he's going faster than I am. If he's going 250 and I'm doing 169, I'm never going to catch him. So the other white one doesn't show up. So I'm going to come up to him and I'm going to start shooting him. Beam weapons are easy to shoot because it's where you see them is where it's going to hit. And he went pop. And I got hurt. Here's the problem. If you're too close when you kill something, the shrapnel blows up in your face. And that can hurt real bad. So it kind of blew up my nose. I really shouldn't have been up his butt when I fired, but that's where it goes. Alright. So I'm going to do this a little more smartly, rather than just simply getting far too close. Like I said, if I just tap him, then he's going to get angry and start coming around trying to get me. He's going to try to avoid the train first. He's going to circle back around and start shooting at me. There it goes. Ow. Now, let me see if I get a little further away from this guy. And you can see on the radar where he is.
Check disabled.
Alright, well I got him. Alright, and now we can return to the normal, more RTS-y kind of look by hitting tab. And then we're back out here, and here's where I am here. So, since I have some money, I'm going to repair my guy because he got hurt.
Orders accepted.
Okay. You can also take hold of turrets the same way, but they're kind of, you don't fly them around, you just sort of more aim. And there we go. Not only did we get to keep these two things, but we came out the other side with some extra goodies. Which means we can really be overpowered. Which I may not want to leave in there, but there we go. So I'm going to go for the auto cannons, because they're kind of cool. And I don't have enough money. So what did I just buy? Laser damage, that's not bad. Okay. So now we just jump to here. You see all of them are gold now, so we don't have to do anything anymore. So he's 3 of 3. Alright, so this is, now we're going to go to the actual main game here. And here's the thing, I am now, because I went through the tutorial, and going to the first level, not only do I have an upgraded turret, but I have fighters, which I would not normally have had if I didn't go to the tutorial. See, I start with ships. And there they are. And one, and there are my ships if we want to do something with them. So I can actually show you something that I wasn't able to show you in the tutorial, is what's referred to as attack move. So I can tell them to go here.
Received.
Now if you notice, it's all in green rather than in blue. What's going to happen is, if they had detected a ship anywhere along the way, they wouldn't even go to where they're supposed to go. They would go attack. And then once it's destroyed, they would continue on its flight. Basically, it's just a patrol.
Not point reached.
As you probably heard. So,
Warmaster, I'm detecting an incoming dust storm blowing from the northern lowlands. This one looks particularly fierce. Rest assured,
let's go through
that
the
was not supposed to happen.
the audio here.
The main sensor and pirate outlaws are entering the perimeter. Warmaster, you must take manual control of the defense network while I get systems back up.
So if I right-click on these guys and they're going this way, for example, I can tell them to go.
Orders accepted.
They'll just stop where they are. If I tell them to hold,
Orders received.
they won't even fire. They'll just sit here. Which is not really what you want to do, but they can do that. So that means even if the enemy comes around, they won't do anything. So I'm talking and I'm not paying attention. So I should probably drop some turrets down. So these are much more powerful turrets than these guys are. Same general range, but yeah. So I'm going to put them here.
Orders accepted. Orders received. Orders received.
Now if you notice, they're much more expensive, or normally I get 4 of the other ones, I'm going to put 3 of these, but they're going to hurt real bad. Now I want to show you how this is going to work. One, the beam colors are different, so I won't wait till the green instead of blue. See if this works for me. An example of possessing someone more locally. I don't know if everybody's going to survive long enough, though. Flying very high. Not the best spot for this. Probably out of my range. Would help if I targeted somebody and I can tell if they're in my range. Okay. Here's an idea. Now, if you notice, these guys are, again, they're just sitting here. If I tell them to go idle,
Orders accepted.
they go, oh, well, there is somebody near us, so maybe we should actually go attack somebody. Actually, I want them to go attack this guy. Because these guys have gotten a little bit too far ahead and I'm not paying attention. In the meantime, I'm going to place a turret right here.
Orders received.
Because I was too busy goofing off. Now, one thing you definitely want to pay attention to is how badly damaged everything is. So the reactor got hurt by the
Orders
explosion.
received.
So I just repaired him. Your fighters are really meant as a last defense. They're there when nothing else is, able to kind of intercept somebody or in time. So I'm gonna repair him
Orders
again.
received.
So yes, you can prevent your bunker from being destroyed if you tell it to constantly repair it. You have the money for it too, so you can't just do it forever, obviously. So I'm gonna put my fighters
Orders received.
over here and have them lay in wait. And I have no money. I spent too much money repairing things. How bad off these? Ooh, God, he's all screwed up too now. Yeah, can I repair him?
Orders
I
accepted.
can repair him.
Orders accepted. Orders received.
There. Okay, so now we're coming up on here. This guy is in a really horrible position, so I'm gonna move him.
Orders received.
Because he's not far enough down for me to do anything with him. Can't really replace him, but he wasn't doing anything anyway. Hopefully I'll get some kills in, and yeah, that doesn't look good. And this is only the second wave! Yay! That's what I get for not paying attention.
Orders accepted.
Alright.
Orders received.
Add some extra defenses here because this is not going well. Alright, I think I'm going to repair him.
Orders accepted.
He's okay, and the reactor's mostly okay.
Check disabled. Check disabled. Check disabled. Orders
Man, these guys are
received.
just cutting through
Disabled.
families. And that is why he was squatted. They squatted did more damage than the turrets did. Well, now they're returning back to where they thought they were supposed to go. So,
Orders received.
oops, wrong button. He's hurting. Let's repair him.
Orders impossible. Orders received. Orders received. Orders received. Orders accepted.
Alright.
Orders impossible. Orders impossible.
This is what we need to do that. Oh, because I'm trying to repair the ground. That helps.
Orders accepted.
Okay. And while I have repaired my entire fleet, that was very expensive, and yeah, I really should have spent it on firepower. I really should put turrets up here. I don't know if it's going to matter anymore, but that's the way it goes. Yes, I'm trying to go for the bigger guns. Probably the best idea. Do it that way.
Orders received.
Ooh, the turret got blasted very hard.
Orders accepted.
That didn't help.
Orders impossible.
Oh. Well, the pulse guys got all angry. Yep, I'm gonna lose this. That's what you get for not paying attention. Alright, you guys gotta come over here and pay attention to these guys.
Orders accepted. Orders impossible. Orders received.
Main structure.
Orders received. Orders accepted.
Money for another gun. Oh, they're taking out my turrets.
Orders accepted.
They blew me. Yeah, they blew me up. Here's the good thing. I can go back and go to an earlier save. Hopefully one that I didn't mess myself up with. And of course it's a demo. So you have small problems, of course. Let's look at some of these things. And let's see. So 13 here. Alright. Still the first move from before.
Orders received. Orders accepted.
So this time I'm going to pay a little bit more attention and not just sort of screw around.
Orders accepted. Orders impossible. Orders impossible.
Sufficient funds to repair. Okay.
Orders impossible.
It says 40.
Orders accepted.
Oh, now it repairs the, the building after it gets destroyed. Alright, let's try that again. That's 12, I guess. Oh, okay. So this time I actually can pay attention correctly and not do this stupidly.
Orders received.
Yeah.
Orders accepted.
So these guys.
Orders received.
I have to attack that since I get too far. Evidently, like, putting the guys up here seems to be the OP place to put the turrets. I guess because they're firing from above and it's got the right angle. So I sent my guys in there to sort of mop up. I'll tell them to kind of back out. I don't think anybody else is out here.
Orders received.
Hell, this guy's even doing anything. He's just sort of sitting there. Yeah, I'm gonna put him right here.
Orders accepted.
I'll fast forward through it. Hey, we're going through this much easier now. Evidently this hill is kind of the OP spot to put the turrets, just because, I mean, you saw how much difficulty I was having, and right now these guys are not really having a problem. Now I know this level well enough that if I ignore this, they become charging through. So I'm gonna
Orders received.
add
Orders received.
a bunch
Orders accepted.
of
Orders
other turrets,
impossible. Orders accepted.
because I am very well know, like, this third wave doesn't just have wimpier guys. See, it has these guys. The big red one there. He's got auto cannons and he'll tear right through things. things. But if I can have enough turrets here to kind of keep them from getting anywhere, then we're okay. And since I spent all my money on these other turrets over here, between them being higher powered and everything else like that, you should pretty decently mop up the third wave.
Scanner dish.
And there we go.
Online. Communications array. Online. Power levels are nominal. I'm reading no more hostiles in the immediate vicinity, but it seems they were only a small raiding force.
So this is what I wanted. I really wanted to get the autocannon. I'm going to, let's see. Damage, velocity, and rate of fire. We'll do this. Ooh, I have enough to do upgrade. Alright. I'm sure that really did that much for me, but there we go. So now, if I go to the arsenal, I want to bring in an autocannon guy. Let's see here. And that should be interesting. Yes. Okay. So he's actually a lot more useful than the upgrade the laser, in my personal opinion. Alright. And we'll do the second one.
Warmaster, we have arrived just in time. The enemy is already approaching in attack formation. They seem to be after our energy collectors.
Now, we have the Mr. Happy
Orders received. Orders received.
Something back here.
Orders accepted.
Alright. Now, all the cannons, in my personal opinion, are kind of overpowered, especially since I just fixed them recently. Originally, probably if you saw in the previous thing, they were firing off to the side, so the equations that we're talking about where it's supposed to hit were wrong. That's no longer the case. Now they're very, very, very accurate. Let's speed this up. The whole thing is that the damage on the enemy is, it matters what side you hit them on. So as a general rule, depending on where they're going, you want to make sure you're hitting on the same side. Not that there's just only like 6 hit points, it's actually, believe it or not, every single part of them takes damage. But if you're hitting the left side and the right side completely clean, and then you hit the right side, you're just wasting your damage. Then they can, like, you know, damage sponges, if you will. Alright. Or how far is this going to get before they actually get ahead of things? It will happen. It's like 5 waves from this level. Oh, and here's a little fun thing. Okay, so as you can tell, we have these turrets, and they do a certain amount, right? Not only do they increase the velocity of the weapons, but I am going to upgrade this guy. It's going to cost me $50 to upgrade him.
Orders received.
As you probably could tell, he not only has a longer range, but definitely hits harder. So I'm going to upgrade him too.
Orders accepted.
Because why not? And I'll upgrade him.
Orders accepted.
Get that little bit extra. Now this level is not designed for you to have auto cannons and everything else like sitting right here. You're supposed to have lasers and that kind of thing. So, like I said, all the upgraded autocannons, they're just like tearing them up. So I'm going to have to talk to the UI guy because, like, you know what, this is a little... I'm going to say it's going to be too easy, and then they're going to get overrun. That's what I do. I mouth off, and then I lose because I'm not paying attention. But yeah, I think I got to rebalance this a little bit. And because I'm personally amused by this, I'm obsessed with this guy. So we'll target him. Yeah, he doesn't take much to take these guys out. Yeah, they don't get any fire at him. Waiting for these guys to come around the corner so I can blast them. He's within range, and he's down. Yeah, it doesn't take much to get him out. I have noticed that if you actually take direct control of the turrets, they tend to shoot through people that much quicker. I assume it's the case because as a person, you're fighting as a person versus a computer. And so... you know, kind of lead the target, even though it's mathematically still leading the target. I don't know. It just seems you can do it easier. I guess it's because the first couple shots you start firing probably before they get in range. So, as a good example, this guy has a certain range that he'll be in. So if I want to go place it in, you can see what the ranges are, right? They're only going to start firing once they're within range. But as a person, we start squeezing off even before they get there, which means we have a little bit of extra shots in even before the normal AI will start to fire normally. That's probably why...
Hail, Warmaster. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but...
It's probably why we end up, when we're actually piloting the turrets, that we get that little bit of extra damage, because we're not waiting for them to be in range. We're shooting them so the moment they're in range, they get hurt. Got a lot of money there. I already know this is going to go kind of... Oh, we're in 4th wave early. I know 5th wave is going to be very deadly. So I'm going to prepare for that eventuality, because I know that's going to happen.
Orders accepted. Orders received. Orders accepted. Orders accepted.
I'm purposely spacing them out
Orders
so that
accepted.
the turrets don't end up shooting each other.
Orders accepted.
I'll put the last guy here.
Orders accepted.
Level 4 I'm not that worried about, meaning the wave 4, but I'm worried about wave 5. So I know how that's going to go. I will say these upgrade turrets are definitely tearing through these guys, though. Speed it up. Once here. I did not expect this to be as OP as this is being. Oh, there they go. Now everything's starting to fall apart. Guys got fast. And it was only a matter of time. Now the turrets are playing catch up rather than getting them in this little cul-de-sac here. Oh, this guy's taking care of that guy going that way. So this guy got through. There's not much left of him, but he got through. this turret over here is going to take care of it. I hope. Looks like he's going to. I think that's the last of wave 4. Yep. Now this is when everything's going to hit the fan. So we got a little bit of a taste of what's going to come in wave 5. Oops. We're still alive. Anybody got through? Oh, there it is. Okay, that being this said, I am going to upgrade this guy.
Orders accepted. Orders accepted. Orders accepted.
Pretty cheap upgrades.
Orders received.
Damage. When you upgrade, they increase their damage to 25% every time you upgrade.
Orders received.
So you can unlock other upgrades in the research.
Orders accepted.
Alright. This is what they call a target-rich environment. It's amusing, you can watch the progression. So if I double click on this guy, you can watch what's incoming. This turns off the UI. Yeah, that's right. There we go. So people get some nice screenshots you get. So I'm gonna hop into this guy. This is definitely overpowered. That's what you get for knowing how to cheat the system. Yeah. When I fixed the turrets, I didn't expect them to be this good. It's a thing. It's definitely a thing. It makes a very big difference when they actually can hit the target. They hit the target before, but nowhere near as often as they are now. Now, practically every single shot they're shooting is striking. And you can see them hitting the back here. If you notice, it's only like one shot out of the two missing the turret, missing the target rather. See it clipping them. And these guys are doing extra damage to begin with. You're just tearing them up. I did not expect this, actually. Okay, we're definitely going to have to nerf this a little bit because it should not be this overwhelming. I don't think it's so much that I have the pulse turrets. I think it's because I can upgrade them and do everything else I did. So yeah. So that's going to change for the demo on Thursday. It's like, okay, this is a little too easy, I think. My bad. I didn't cheat. Other than reload the game. But, yeah. Yeah, not too bad. I mean, these guys are doing great. Here we're supposed to show you like how difficult Wave 5 is, and these guys, they can't even get past this bottleneck. All I can say is wow.
It's good to see the universe still has some bite in it. I look forward to our next clash, Warmaster.
There's a Novus. Yeah, I am very surprised that that was so overpowered. Okay, remember I was mentioning about upgrades? That's what these little Greek leathers are about here. So I purposely went and did a beeline towards one of the upgrades so that every time you get an upgrade, it increases the damage. So I know what's in the third wave, and it's very difficult. Which means I'm going to completely overpower this. Yeah. Let's do the... We can do the higher laser charts. Do him. I don't know if I can get a better squadron too. Should I get the auto can squadron then? Well, they're going to die horribly. I am going to make this completely ridiculous. So we're going to get extra damage on the auto cannons, because why not? Another upgrade. And we're going to increase my rate of fire. And I don't know what else I can really get. Over here I could get squadron speed and stuff like that. I don't think I have that much for that. Cost of lasers, laser range. Laser range might be interesting. I think it's all I can spend it on. Alright. And I don't have to go to my arsenal screen because these are just buffing the existing guys. So, we're going to go here. Alright. This one I have a very hard time getting past.
This is one of the locations that understood Warmaster. Good hunting.
I think if you remember the last live stream, I had such a difficult time that I just sort of gave up at the end of the live stream.
Orders accepted. Orders accepted.
Alright. While they're doing that, I'm going to look at my squadron here. I'm going to park them right here.
Accepted.
If anything gets too close, I want them available. Alright. Should probably do is mark these as threes and bounce back in front. So while they're doing that, I know eventually they're going to come out over here. So I'm going to set
orders received. Orders accepted.
I'm going to see if we can break in.
Orders accepted.
And I'm going to break in.
Orders accepted.
Alright. While that's going on, I am going to make these 4, and I'm going to upgrade these.
Orders received. Orders received.
Now there's an upgrade button down here, so if I just click that and just start to click on things, it'll automatically upgrade everything. So for example, if I click on upgrade here, and he hasn't been upgraded yet, so
orders received.
There he goes. Same. So in the meantime, do 2. That's where's you? 3 rather. 4 will be over here. So 2, 3 will be back over here. So I'm going to bounce back and forth pretty quickly. Which, when you're talking about battlefield management, you'll need that once things get kind of ridiculous. So let's speed this up here. So I got the feeling that we shouldn't have the ability to put someone right at spawn, but at this point I have such high damage, it's not even funny.
Warmaster! What a pleasant surprise! Are you ready for round 2? Do you still think you have what it takes?
No, this is always so much fun. Okay, I'm going to come back out the other side. Let me put another turret down here, because I know it's going to happen.
Orders accepted.
I'm going to upgrade him while I can.
Orders accepted.
Now, from what I remember about this particular level, it's not so much the early waves are the problem, it's the latter waves are the problem. When you get to the point where there's just these giant behemoths with missile launchers and stuff like that, that'll just kind of go crazy on things. That's the problem. When they start wiping out your entire turret line, that's the problem. Yeah. I still do think that these are kind of a little overpowered here. I'm gonna play until I win or I die. That shouldn't take too long. Let's see how bad this goes. Definitely some game balance on this happening. I remember playing this like last week, and I didn't play the tutorial, so I didn't get that tech boost, if you will. That tech boost really is far more overpowering than one might think. Let's make sure that coming out the other side too. Yeah, I think like fully upgraded autocannons are really meant for like the ladder levels, and I already have them. Admittedly, that's all I have, but they're definitely tearing through everything. That's right, I have another upgrade, don't I? Okay, let's make them even more ridiculously overpowered. Okay.
Orders accepted.
All right. And they're overpowered green booties. I like overpowered green booties, don't you? So, that being the case, I'm going to upgrade these. Actually, that's the beauty of it. They upgrade a lot. Look at this.
Orders received. Orders acceptance received.
It's a great idea. I like this idea. I'm glad to be a part of it. Oops, this thing got hurt.
Orders accepted. Orders accepted.
Maybe I'll repair them. Yeah, I need to repair them.
Orders received.
Alright. Here's the fourth wave. Out there. So now these guys are going to be doing that much more damage. Yeah, I should be able to have the like level 2 fully upgraded turrets. Well, not fully, they can go to another level up higher than this, tier 3. But yeah, no, they're just tearing everything up. Now the same thing happens when you fully upgrade like the laser turrets and other things like that too. Don't get me wrong. This is so ridiculously overpowered. Okay. You know I'm gonna everything's gonna go horrible on me. We're on the 5th wave. Definitely gonna need to nerf this. Okay, now this is the 5th wave. Every time I played this, I was at GDC and stuff like that. It took me like 3 or 4 tries to get past it. And I barely did. Because it introduces a whole brand new ship here. So see this big guy? Big Marauder. He's got missile launchers. He's taking a beating. This is what I'm talking about. See, all of the ships aren't getting shot at because he's there. So now I'm being an idiot. I have prepped this.
Orders accepted.
See, he even got past the other big guys. Almost. Alright, break these things.
Orders accepted. Orders impossible.
Oh, uh-oh. That's bad. Okay, he's gonna in ticked off mode, which means he's gonna start shooting missiles and stuff like that if he doesn't die first. Oh, he died before he started his missiles. Because I have played this where those big behemoths just start shooting these auto-firing missiles, meaning they're auto-targeting, and it's like just cut right through my entire turret line. He's firing at somebody. Who's he firing at? Oh, this is what I'm talking about. This guy, he's going to come down and he's going to start ripping me a new one. That's not good. There it goes. There's the missiles. They're going to take out my turrets. That's the problem. That is why I lose.
Orders received.
Alright. Okay, guys, we're in trouble now.
Orders received. Orders accepted. Orders received. Orders accepted.
Oh, he's gonna wipe out my entire turret line.
Orders accepted.
Go get him. Go get him. Now you can have missile turrets too, by the way, which is kind of, they're also overpowered. Okay, I got it.
Orders impossible. Orders received. Orders received. Orders accepted. Orders impossible. Orders received. Orders received.
Alright.
Orders received. Orders received.
This is what I got. See, they're all getting passed over here too.
Orders accepted. Orders received. Orders received. Orders accepted. Orders received.
Just dropping down a bunch of turrets because I don't know how this is going to go.
Orders received. Orders accepted.
That's what I get.
Orders
I get too
received.
cocky. I die heartily. Alright, let's just go over here.
Orders accepted. Orders received.
Oh, it's 2 of them! 3 of them! Oh my god. That's a bad thing. That's really bad.
Orders received.
Oh. Oh, this is bad.
Orders received. Orders received. Orders accepted. Orders received. Orders received.
Oh, they got one of them. And of course it crashes. Well, Since I'm already well over an hour or so in, I think I'll, hour 10. So, I think I'll cut it here. I'll have to look to see what happened, and hopefully I'll have it fixed by the time the demo is released. But, again, thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you next time. Alright, bye-bye.